This is the Hofstra Radio Alumni Audio Yearbook, and today is October 28th, 2024. Today, my guest is one of the newest members of the Hofstra Radio Hall of Fame, Shannan Ferry. Shannan, congratulations on this honor, and thank you for taking the time to speak with me about your induction. How does it feel to be inducted into the Hofstra Radio Hall of Fame?
It feels amazing to be inducted into the Hofstra Radio Hall of Fame. I mean, again, it doesn't feel like it's been 10 years since I've been at Hofstra or since I've been at the radio station. But, a lot of the people who are also inducted this year are people that I looked up to. Jared Greenberg, he's someone who came and talked to the people that I were part of WRHU with when I was a student. And I remember he was one of those success stories. And of course, John Santucci, someone I grew up with. Danielle, someone who I also knew about and was another success story that you hear about when you come up in WRHU, when you do the training class, when you hear from the alum. So it's special, and WRHU is obviously a special place in my life. It shaped a lot of who I am. So to have this honor, it feels great.
What has been your relationship with Hofstra Radio since graduation?
Since graduation, I've stayed in touch with John Mullen, people from the radio station, and I've come back a couple of times to talk to the students about what it's like to work in New York City, to work at New York One, to work as an anchor, to also talk about my experience at WRHU going and covering the Republican National Convention, because that's something that the students are still doing there, which is amazing because they're getting this professional real life experience before they even step foot into the real world, per se. So experiences like that are great. Again, election night coverage, something that I also did at WRHU that is very similar at New York One, going to the same parties, the same election night watch parties that I did as a student. So again, I'm going a little bit off the original question, but the relationship has been, I stayed in touch with people at the radio station, and actually some of them visited me here at New York One, some of those students and John pretty recently.
Thinking of all the things that you've done in your career and your success so far, especially your recent success, where does this rank among your career accomplishments?
It is definitely up there. And my parents are so proud of this because they remember when I first got started and was telling them I wanted to be a journalism major and we didn't know anything about it. And it seemed like this crazy out of reach idea at the time. So it is definitely very high on the list of accomplishments. It's a great honor because it comes from a place that's super meaningful to me. So if the people that I look up to at WRHU who got me into this industry in the first place, I think I'm doing well enough to be in the Hall of Fame. I feel like I'm doing all right.
Since we didn't get a chance to talk before the ceremony and we're talking afterwards, what did you enjoy most, or what was most meaningful to you about the Hofstra Radio Hall of Fame induction ceremony?
It was really just great to see the other inductees. Again, Jared is someone who I've kept in touch with on social media, just about the industry and professionally, but someone who came and talked to me as a student. Danielle is someone who I've also kept in touch with on social media. John, of course, his brother had to get married, who I also grew up with, so did not get to see him, unfortunately. But it was great to just be with those same familiar faces, that same Hofstra community, that same feeling that you get in walking into WRHU you got in that room. So just to feel like you're back home again was great.
It can certainly be an exciting moment to be honored or recognized, and we want to make sure that everyone who needs to get recognized or thanked does. Are there people that you would like to mention at this time right now that were instrumental in your success or your career after Hofstra Radio?
Obviously, Bruce Avery and Ed Ingles, no longer with us, had a big impact on my time at WRHU and my career. John Mullen, the number one person who had the biggest impact on me, hands down. He really was my mentor, still is a mentor, and I went to him for everything, for guidance on my stand-ups, my packages, to where I should intern, and he told me to intern at New York One, so obviously that was a good choice, to, what kind of networking events I need to be going to, what kind of people I need to meet. So much valuable advice. He set me on the path. He never steered me wrong, so I'd like to thank him. And of course, my parents and my brother, they were at the induction ceremony. It was so great to talk to them about this honor, see the way that they reacted to this honor, seeing all this time go by and being back on campus again was so great. Yeah, my family and all of the mentors at WRHU.
Shannan, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me about your induction into the Hofstra Radio Hall of Fame. Most sincerely, congratulations and well-deserved, and we wish you the best in the future. Thank you.